We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Hotspots magazine returns with a diverse, inclusive 2025 holiday gift guide featuring curated wines, books, toys, wellness, beauty, and budget-friendly picks.
Trump administration ordered agencies to stop recognizing World AIDS Day, reversing decades of tradition and sparking backlash from the community.
Tokyo court upholds Japan's same-sex marriage ban, disappointing LGBTQ advocates. Plaintiffs plan further appeal to the Supreme Court.
A Fort Lauderdale beach gathering with Rent stars honored those affected by HIV/AIDS, uniting community members in remembrance, advocacy, music, and resilience.
Nancy Pelosi retires after 38 years, opening a rare progressive district race featuring Scott Wiener, Saka Chakrabarti, and Connie Chan.
All this important LGBTQ+ news and more this evening on Queer News Tonight. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ daily news television show broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 11 million views. We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice and our rainbow family. There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
That's right, Greg. It is Monday, December 1st, World AIDS Day. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we'll tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but created for the LGBTQ community. Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots magazine, and Happening Out Television Network. In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 11,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fest. Our magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2025, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this very table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host a show to support the LGBTQ+ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table anchor William Haas. Grrr! Will is a bi-coastal real estate professional and is the past president of the South Florida's most popular gay social club. You know them, you love them, the Bears of South Florida. Grrr! I just love saying grrr. He also serves as a board member of Naples Pride and an advisory board member of Freedom Waters. Welcome back to the show, Will. How was your Thanksgiving, boo?
It was good. Lots of food. Made everything from scratch and now gaining a lot of weight.
I heard that you did most of the lifting in the kitchen. So what took the longest?
The eggplant parmesan. We're Italian, and we always make one Italian dish throughout.
I love that. Any leftovers? I don't see that you brought me a plate. I don't see aluminum foil. None of that.
Nope. I made some delicious apple pie with cheddar cheese crust.
All right, folks at home, please comment in the section, okay? Did you hear what he said? He said cheddar cheese and apple pie, like together.
It was really good, though.
All right, I bet it was.
I'll bring
All
some
right.
next time.
Well, thank you for being back at the table at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table anchor Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg is an entertainment journalist whose celebrity interviews and reviews run in a variety of regional LGBTQ publications and websites. Welcome back to the show, Gregg. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here with Faye and William. So the first night of Hanukkah is December 14th. Christmas is December 25th, and Kwanzaa begins December 26th. If you're still shopping for gifts, I'd like to suggest Don Bacardi, An Artist's Life by Michael Schreiber. It's essentially a 364-page Q&A interview with gay portrait artist Bacardi, who was the life partner of Christopher Isherwood, who of course wrote Berlin Stories, on which Cabaret is based. And I mean, the book is as enlightening as it is dishy. And it's available at bookstores and from the publisher at kensingtonbooks.com. Buy. Let's buy gifts.
I love that. Are there pictures?
Small.
Are there pictures?
Tons of pictures.
Yay! Okay, I'm
Celebrity
in.
pictures.
I'm in. I'm reading right now 107 Days by Kamala Harris, and the only reason I picked it up was because it had pictures in it. So I am in for this one. Gregg Shapiro, thank you for being back at the table at Queer News Tonight.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, the talented, the lovely, the fabulous FayWhat. She is a legendary event host, television and radio personality, and host of Hotspots Happening Out, the FayWhat Show. Faye, Holiday Mischief awaits at Kutumba's Immersive Reindeer pop-up show on December 12th to 14th. Tell me, Mama Bear, what's happening out?
I love the holidays, Papa Bear. I do, all right? So join Kutumba Theater Project for a bold, mischievous holiday treat as they present the 8 Reindeer monologues by Jeff Good, directed by the incredible Kim Ely. I love that girl. For 3 nights only, December 12th through the 14th of this year, the Wilton Collective event space in Wilton Manors transforms into an immersive party meets theater extravaganza. Guests enjoy a pre- and post-show celebration with music, dancing, and festive cocktails, you know how that goes. Starring Alex Martinez, Amber Lane, Ellen Katz-Murray, Gage Kalanius, Scott Powell, and Taylor Lynn Dawson. This 18 and over satire and dark comedy benefits Kutumba Theater Project. Tickets and details at kutumbatheaterproject.org. And I'm all about this. I love monologues. I love, holiday events like this, right? But I mean, this keeps me like interested because there's always something going on. Like Kutumba Theater Group has done another stage show that I saw, and it was a bunch of different monologues going on, and then the audience participated in the different endings to each of the shows, right? So now this time you have 8 different reindeer monologues. So I mean, reindeers can get into a little bit of trouble, as we all know, right? And you get to see it play out on stage at the Wilton Collective Theater Space. So I'm excited about this. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to go see it opening night, and I don't know, maybe I'll throw some snow around or something like that and make it more, more New Jersey holiday-ish.
Carrots for the reindeers?
Or carrots for the reindeers. I saw one of the girls. She's pretty hot. I might give her a carrot.
Oh, I didn't realize they eat carrots?
They eat
Not
carrots.
sugar cubes? That's horses.
That's horses, yeah.
Well, you learn something every day.
It sounds disruptive and delightful. Let the reindeer speak.
I love that.
Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at Kutumba's Immersive Reindeer pop-up show on December 12th to the 14th.
I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up gay culture. Hotspots magazine unwraps its ultimate 2025 LGBTQ holiday gift guide. Our Hotspots Happening Out LGBTQ lifestyle magazine Hotspots is back with features on the ultimate 2025 holiday gift guide. More than 60 curated picks for every budget and every queer household. This year's guide highlights standout wines like Nora Jones, This Life Wines, and Khalil's Hot Blood Blends. Plus non-alcoholic options such as Mischief Zero Sparkling. And for book lovers and music lovers, Hotspots features Debbie Wildman's A Christmas Garland and the heartwarming LGBTQ inclusive children's book, The Heart That Found You. For families, gifts range from the Red Bright backpack to Zoonicorn light up plush toys that I really want. Pet parents, we got you too, boo, with Sticks and Bones adjustable leashes and Trot Pets snack trays. All right, those are super important when you're traveling with your pets. The guide also showcases home and wellness favorites like Vikings Pure Glide Pro Pants. William Haas wants that. Path reusable bottles for you people that work out. Holy Chocomole truffles, yummers, and even Kiehl's bath fizzies. Beauty picks include Slicks Exfoliate Plus Polish and Honeydew Sleep Silk Masks. For the practical gifter, options include BB Fonts LGBTQ owned bag and case, Narcan keychain cases, super important, and Better Battery Company's zero waste batteries. From luxury wines to stocking stuffer gems, under $10, this year's Hotspots gift guide makes holiday shopping easy, inclusive, and fabulously queer. This feature story and many more are included in your free copy of the upcoming issue of Hotspots magazine on stands this Thursday, December 4th. So is that hottie in there too? Because that hottie on the cover, woo!
I want that as my stocking stuffer.
My Lord, I don't think he fits in the stocking that you put up, William Haas. But let me tell you, the gays are about to shop, okay? If Hotspots is giving me 60 queer-approved gift ideas, just take my wallet now, baby. Where can I send my money to? Because I love a guide that goes from luxury to $10 stocking stuffers because you don't really know. You know, sometimes your friends get Dior because they deserve Dior. And sometimes they get Dollar Tree because they deserve Dollar Tree, all right? And I live for the Narcan keychains, okay, making the list because that's how you know this is real LGBTQ holiday fabulous, practical, and slightly crazy.
Life-saving.
And life-saving.
Yeah.
I want the Viking Glow Glide.
Of course, because you always wanted to be a Viking. I mean, I think he really is a Viking, so, you know.
Well, I second the recommendation of Debbie Weilman's A Christmas Garland, and it features one of my favorite holiday songs, Hard Candy Christmas.
Oh, can you sing a little?
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I can't even sing a lot. So
Okay, but can you tell me a line? I've never heard the song in my life.
Oh, it's from Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Okay.
RuPaul does a cover of it too. It's a great song. That's all. It's very sad. It's a sad Christmas song. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, it's a sad Christmas. There are sad Christmas songs, okay? And sometimes you just want to wallow in your own self-pity and you're allowed. So get this CD.
Yes.
They still make CDs.
I'm William Haas, and let's clear up the USA view. Trump administration halts World AIDS Day recognition during outrage. A move that further erases marginalized communities, the Trump administration ordered federal agencies not to observe World AIDS Day, ending a tradition upheld for every president since 1988. World AIDS Day has long been recognized worldwide for both Republican and Democratic administrations. Marking the occasion, last year, President Joe Biden hosted the first White House display of panels from the AIDS Memorial Quilt. Even during Donald Trump's first term, the day was acknowledged, though without mention of the LGBTQ+ people. But according to an internal email reviewed by the New York Times and first reported by Substack columnist Emily Bass, State Department employees and grantees were instructed to, quote, refrain from publicly promoting World AIDS Day through any communication channels, end quote. The email claimed it reflects broader policies to, quote, refrain from messaging any commemorative days, including World AIDS Day, end quote. A follow-up email from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention reportedly repeated the restrictions but omitted language allowing staff to still discuss HIV work. State Department spokesman Tommy Pigott defended the policy saying, quote, an awareness day is not a strategy, end quote. However, the backlash was swift. Bass called the silence shameful, adding, silence equals death. Activist Peter Staley said the move was just a petty and hostile, comparing it to the Reagan era. I mean, I don't really get too passionate about politics, but this fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sorry.
There's no better words than what you just said to explain it too.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. President, look what Ronald Reagan did. You know, for the 7 years that he avoided AIDS and didn't talk about HIV, 47,000 Americans died. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to blow this day off and think we don't exist? And I mean, this affected more than the LGBT community. This affected a lot of people, and you know, brothers and sisters and wives and husbands and children. And you just want to let this day go by without a recognition or time of silence. It's shameful. You should be very ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry.
I agree with you, William, 100%. You know, this one hits deep. You know, imagine being so petty you cancel World AIDS Day. Mm-hmm. You know, a day rooted in grief. literally, right? Activism and literally saving lives. And then he says Awareness Day is not a strategy. Is the kind of thing that people say right before they stop funding actual strategies. You know what I mean? Like, silence has never helped our community. In fact, it has killed us before, and we're not going back to that time. We were talking about that before the show. Not on our watch, not in 2025, and not ever effing again.
No. The bottomless pit of ignorance and hatred perpetrated by this Heritage Foundation-run administration never ceases to shock. And you'd think that the orange malignancy would be more sensitive to the topic, since his best girlfriend, the psychopath Roy Cohn, died from AIDS complications in 1986. That was his best bitch, and he died, but doesn't care about anything but himself.
It's a shame.
I'm Gregg Shapiro, and let's queer up the worldview. Tokyo court upholds same-sex marriage ban, sending marriage fight to Supreme Court. Japan's LGBTQ community suffered a setback on Friday when a Tokyo court ruled the country's ban on marriage equality is constitutional, an outlier among 5 other recent rulings that found the ban unconstitutional. Japan remains the only G7 nation without marriage equality. According to the Japanese newspaper Mainichi, the judge said lawmakers, not courts, should address same-sex marriage. The Associated Press reports the judge also said defining a marriage as between a man and a woman seemed appropriate. Support for marriage equality has grown sharply in Japan, making the ruling especially disappointing for plaintiffs. One of the plaintiffs, Shino Kawachi, told local media the decision was, quote, difficult to comprehend. What is justice? Was the court even watching us? Were they considering the next generation? End quote. Amnesty International's Borim Jang urged action, saying Japan must legalize same-sex marriage so couples, quote, can fully enjoy the same marriage rights as their heterosexual counter, end quote. The issue is now headed to Japan's Supreme Court. Well, disappointing for plaintiffs and the LGBTQ community worldwide, for a country that seems, I always think of Japan as being sort of futuristic.
Like ahead,
forward
right?
thinking,
Yeah.
Aggressive.
That this ruling feels so antiquated and prejudiced. Let's hope that the Supreme Court is more open-minded and functional than our own.
And rational.
Rational, that too. That's good.
You know, Japan, I love your food. But this ruling feels like getting ghosted after a great first date. You know what I mean? Like, the world is moving forward. Support is somehow still there, right? And the courts are still saying, maybe later. You know, and queer folks there are right. Justice shouldn't be a suggestion. The silver lining is when a movement hits the Supreme Court, the world is going to watch.
You know, Japan wonders why Godzilla keeps attacking Tokyo. Now we know why Godzilla keeps attacking Tokyo. Karma, karma, karma.
You see what happens? You see? I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Fort Lauderdale marks World AIDS Day with rent stars and renewed resolve. Crowds gathered on Fort Lauderdale Beach last night, Sunday night, as World AIDS Day brought remembrance, advocacy, and music to the shoreline. Broadway's Anthony Rapp and Adam Pascal, who originated Mark and Roger in Rent, headlined the Cannes Community Health event, drawing LGBTQ audiences and allies together to honor those affected by HIV and AIDS. Dr. Kal Gajraj, Cannes Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer, reminded listeners that, quote, not only are patients affected by HIV, but also allies and the entire community who know someone affected by HIV, end quote. This year's observance came after the Trump administration ended federal recognition of World AIDS Day. Still, Dr. Gajraj urged resilience while attendees reflected on lives lost. And listen, as someone who is obsessed with Rent, I have been obsessed with Rent since I was a kid. It was like a spiritual experience to meet Anthony Rapp and Adam Pascal, and for them to be here with all our local artists, opening the doors for them. When they sang No Day But Today, like, there was not a dry eye in the house. You know, everybody can remember when they first saw the movie or the musical Rent, what it meant to them. You know, if you haven't seen the musical or the movie Rent, it follows follows a bunch of 20-something-year-olds, mostly living and trying to get through being infected by HIV, and with the medications being as very elementary as they were back then, you know, and how many people were dying on such a high rate. And, you know, they're bonding together, gay, straight, trans, all together, black, white, you know, just being a chosen family and showing what that looks like when you show up for each other, you know. And that's what I felt yesterday on that stage, was that, you know. I know that Kal Gajraj, you know, he's also an anchor here at Queer News Tonight. And, you know, this was his baby. He was like, if I can pull this off, I really want to bring this to South Florida. You know, we've got so many musical geeks in LGBTQ community. So many of us like me, like, you know, I would cut school in Jersey and run to Broadway and see off-Broadway shows or Broadway shows. That was my escape as a kid. That was where I saw my queer self, was on a stage. You know, it wasn't on TV or it wasn't in my friendship groups, you know. So to see these Rent stars singing these songs, and then they were also singing songs from when they met. So they were singing David Bowie and they were singing other incredible classics that they also did. And they did an extraordinary job. They were super talented. You know, Alexander Zenos, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, also opened up for them. And it was just an incredible evening full of love, resilience, and just a reminder that even though that Cheerio looking guy doesn't want to have us acknowledge today is still today. World AIDS Day is alive, kicking. People are still fighting. People are living and thriving with this disease, and it's still infecting people today.
You know, instead of trying to silence World AIDS Day, he should have had this on the White House lawn. Yeah. That would have gone a long way to bring the community together and the nation together. Instead of dividing the nation, he's the leader to bring the nation together, and that would have been nice. Yeah. I'm sorry I missed the show, but it looked wonderful.
It was amazing.
It did look incredible. But here we are, almost 30 years after the debut of Rent on Broadway, and 40 years since the first World AIDS Day, and there's still no end in sight. I mean, it's just... So by not mentioning it on World AIDS Day... Yeah. Doesn't help. It's still going to be here.
It doesn't. I mean, you know, and especially we've done stories from this table about hopefully the eradication of this by 2030, right? And with all this funding and everything that Cheeto Head is doing, I don't see that happening anymore. That 2030 light, right, at the end of the tunnel, I don't see it. I can't remember if it was Australia or it was somewhere who had gone a couple of months without one infection. And that was like extraordinary. And the possibilities that could happen here as well, if we were if we stayed on the same trajectory that we were on.
Right.
But people don't understand it's not just a gay disease or, you know, the gay cancer. You know, it affects everybody in all walks of life. So you're hurting the whole country.
Yeah.
And women. I mean, one of some of the largest infections.
Number one.
Are women.
Yeah. Number one is women, especially Black and brown women in Miami. Okay. That is number one in infections in the whole country, folks, you know? So, I mean, it saddens me when I speak to women and they don't know that they could take PrEP, take PrEP, you know? I mean, get educated, go to a local organization and find out for yourself if maybe something that maybe you should be taking, maybe you shouldn't, who knows? But at least get educated on it and see what to do.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself and know your status for sure.
I'm William Haas, and let's queer up politics. Pelosi's exit opens door for new LGBTQ-focused leadership in San Francisco. After 38 years in Congress, Nancy Pelosi, the first woman speaker and fierce LGBT ally, is stepping aside, creating a rare open seat in one of the nation's most progressive districts. A video message, the 85-year-old thanked her hometown. She said, quote, "It was you who made these words come true. San Francisco, know your power. We have made history. We have made progress. We have always led the way. And now we must continue to do so," end quote. With the district solidly Democratic, 3 candidates are emerging frontrunners. Scott Wiener, our out-gay state senator, launched his bid in October, a former San Francisco supervisor representing the Harvey Milk's district. He's known for championing queer protections, including bill strengthening confidentiality for gender-affirming care and sealing gender transition court records. Sakit Chakrabarti, a former tech worker, best known for helping elect Andrea Ocasio-Cortez, sorry about that, drafting the Green Deal, is also running. His platform includes universal health care, affordable housing, banning congressional stock trades, and opposing funding the genocide in Gaza. Connie Chan, the third candidate, a progressive member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, emphasizes community representation. I'm glad Nancy's stepping down. She did a great job. I mean, she deserves some time to herself and spend time with her family. And she gets to mentor these folks. And that's really important. And I reported on this story here back in October, and I suggested that maybe Nancy should step down to give way, and she wasn't sure. So I'm guessing Nancy watches the show because she took my advice. So thank you, Nancy, for watching our show.
Nancy.
That's right.
Listen, that 85-year-old woman is an inspiration. She's a spitfire. She dedicated 38 years, right, of service. That's incredible. Everything that this woman went through, yet she still loves this country, right? You can just tell in points like this, right? I mean, I can see her being a mentor for these folks and making, this new blood gives me hope. It's like Mundami in New York. You know what I mean? So Pelosi, she went through so much. Look what happened to her husband. I mean, incredible, yet she still showed face. You know what I mean? Like Trump tried everything to silence this woman and shut her up and get her to leave early, to retire sooner, and she would be like, under no circumstances am I going nowhere. You are going to have to get me out yourself, Cheeto head. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I'm going to miss her,
Very strong.
Very strong.
She'll definitely be missed, but the candidates, including openly gay Scott Wiener, all bring good ideas to the table and would be viable options. I just wish we had progressive politicians like that here in Florida. I mean, maybe someday, I can hope.
Well, she leaves a great legacy behind her. So thank you, Nancy, for all you did.
Oh my God, I remember doing a story here from this table that she was at a gay bar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are things that Nancy Pelosi did. And you don't expect that from an 80-plus-year-old white woman. You don't, right? But she was out there at the gay bar having the best time. Guess what, Nancy? Now you got more time. Drag brunches, all right? I recommend our house.
In Wilton Manor.
Yeah, come down to Wilton.
Or come to Wilton.
Come to Wilton. We'll take you out.
Listen, Hunters. We'll take you to Johnson's.
Yeah.
We'll take you to Johnson's. LGBTQ 1-minute news. Let's queer up the world view. Sydney Mardi Gras 2026 unveils ECSTATICA and opens ticket sales. One of the world's biggest queer festivals, Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras, has released details for its 2026 celebration and open ticket sales. Running from February 13th through March 1st, the theme, ECSTATICA, spotlights joy and resistance. CEO Jesse Matheson said, quote, ECSTATICA is about euphoria as resistance, end quote. Adding the festival honors, quote, who we are, what we've built, and the future we're creating together, end quote. Expect 80-plus events from the femme-powered ultraviolet kickoff to Fair Day, Black Cherry comedy nights, and film premieres. Tickets at mardigras.org.au. And this sounds completely exciting. ECSTATICA, oh my God, I want to be there. Like, oh my Lord, it looks amazing. Get your tickets soon because that thing is going to sell out. How many events? 40 events? Woo, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
We need a group anchor trip.
We do.
Well, you guys let me know how it is. I don't
Greg doesn't get on planes.
Euphoria as resistance is a theme I can wholeheartedly support.
LGBTQ 1-minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. LGBTQ plus film sets to make 2026 our queerest year yet. As 2026 approaches, the LGBTQ plus movie lovers have a thrilling year ahead with 8 queer films ready to light up our screens. First is Pillion, a BDSM romance starring Harry Melling and Alexander Skarsgård, riding into theaters in February. Horror fans get This is Not a Test, a 90s zombie tale featuring Luke McFarlane, Olivia Holt, and Froy Gutierrez. Family drama shines in Jumpa, starring Olivia Colman and Odd Mawson Hyde and John Lithgow. Netflix closes out the Nick and Charlie journey in Heartstoppers Forever. The Masters of the Universe drops June 5th with Nicholas Gutierrez Godalas trunking up as Prince Adam. Dance Stream takes center stage in The Light Fantastic, starring Jeremy Irvine and Rupert Everett, Nathan Stewart Jarrett, and Leighton Williams. True story lovers can watch Burning Rainbow Farm, featuring Leo Wardell and Sebastian Stan. And Tom Ford returns with Cry to Heaven, boasting Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Adele, Mark Strong, Hunter Schafer, and Lux Pascal in theaters late fall. This looks like a great lineup. I'm going to a lot of movies this year. A lot of hot men.
I think I'm looking most forward to Pillion, the one with Skarsgård and Harry Melling. However, even before 2025 is over, don't forget to check out 100 Nights of Hero, in which the beautiful Nicholas Galitzine also appears alongside queer actor Emma Corrin. And it was written and directed by queer filmmaker Julia Jackman. That's opening the end of this week. So.
I love that. Yeah, so check that out. I want to see Jimpa. Okay, so Outshine Film Festival brought it to us here in South Florida, and I love John Lithgow. There's nothing that man can't do. You know what I mean? Like
Olivia Colman too.
Olivia Colman. I mean, think about it, right? So it's fantastic because Olivia Colman in the movie, right? She goes to visit her dad, who is gay, and she brings her non-binary child, right? So I love that it's it's community. It's John Lithgow. I mean, John Lithgow can be funny, sad, indifferent, gay, straight, pan. He could be anything. And we love it.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. Ariana Grande shares heartwarming and hilarious story of her brother coming out. Ariana Grande is remembering her late grandmother with humor and heart. On Amy Poehler's Good Hank podcast, the Wicked for Good star shared her favorite Nona story. The moment her brother Frankie came out as gay. Grande said, quote, "She was amazing. She was so funny," end quote, confirming Frankie's account that he first came out to her when she was 11 and she was rather excited to meet his boyfriend. But Nona needed a beat to process it. Grande shared, quote, "Nona was just trying to figure it out, though very accepting, very loving," end quote. Nona asked, quote, "Frankie, have you seen a pair of breasts? Didn't do anything for you? Well, you're gay. What the hell? Who cares? We got a dinner reservation at Positano," end quote. Grande closed with a wish that all kids receive similar support and acceptance. All I can say is, what a family. I wish that was my family.
I wish that was like everybody's coming out story. Isn't that wonderful? Like, oh, you're gay, who cares? We got reservations at this place. Be quiet before we're late,
We're going to go celebrate, yeah.
And can I say that, I hate to say this because I don't want my gay card to be taken away, right? I have Ariana Grande fatigue, right? Like if I don't see her for a couple of days, it's too soon, right? Just because it's too much, right? And honestly, I didn't really like Ariana until Wicked, and I was I had to watch her on screen for 6 hours, right? So I've gotten to appreciate her talent because the woman is talented. She can use a burger. Oh my God, she can use a burger, but she's super talented. But I will say, when you don't say anything negative about something, say something positive, right? What I do love about her is that she constantly tries to put her brother in the forefront. That's right. Constantly. Okay, the boy has no talent and he's boring. He really is. Aside from being gay, he's really boring. But she's always constantly, "Oh, my brother, look at my brother. Yeah. Oh my God." And they'll be on red carpet, so she'll put him up front and the reporter will be like, yeah, thanks a lot, Ariana. But she tries over and over again. And even on this podcast with Amy Poehler, that's a very highly listened to podcast, she's still making way for her brother. Yeah. I think he's got a new album. Nobody's heard it. But I think he does, so maybe that's why.
Well, be glad you didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up the USA View. Carlson pushes anti-gay slur in Thanksgiving interview. In a bizarre November 27th segment, Tucker Carlson repeatedly tried to pressure Piers Morgan into saying the word faggot, insisting, quote, "You're allowed to be homophobic if you want. She used the word faggot. She's arrested and the guy who punched her is not," end quote. Morgan refused the provocation, saying, quote, "I don't believe in needlessly sneering or insulting anybody," end quote, and added that defending women's rights doesn't require derogatory stuff about trans people. I can't believe I'm agreeing with Piers Morgan because I'm not a huge fan, right? Like, right. I'm sorry, Greg, what's your comment? Greg, what's your comment? Because you're about to burst.
Well, I was like, Tucker Carlson plum tuckers me out, and I never thought I'd say this, but thank you, Piers Morgan. Never thought I'd say that.
Yeah,
right?
And he's still in class.
Like Piers is like a human. Yeah. And he was like classy about it. Well, literally it made sense what he was saying. Like, why am I going to sneer women's rights when I'm talking? I was like,
yeah, I know, shocking.
He made a point. Like, you know?
But if you watch the clip, Tucker's having a meltdown.
No.
I think he lost it.
I honestly, not to be, disrespectful, but I thought maybe he had a stroke or something, or maybe just something he had, all of a sudden he just starts saying the F word repeatedly over and over, but saying it like in a very girlish, gay way, which was even weirder,
And then he even says he's not anti-gay. It's like, what is wrong with you? What is happening in that head?
Watch the video, folks. Wow.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's Queer Up Entertainment. Jay Jordan serves Southern Black and Queer Joy in new Hulu special. Yes, ma'am. Jay Jordan's new Hulu comedy special, Yes, ma'am, is giving Black and queer audience exactly what they've been waiting for. Filmed in New Orleans, the hour highlights Jordan's sharp, intimate humor as a queer Black man from Mississippi. He packs in the dirty version of jokes once cleaned up for TV and proudly calls the special, quote, "Mama, I made it moment," end quote. Yes, ma'am, is streaming now on Hulu, Disney+. I'm looking forward to this. Should be like a fun show.
I mean, hello. I mean, Jay Jordan seems super talented and he's super funny. I started following him recently and he's got some funny stuff. So, I mean, an hour of that, I'm in.
But one of my favorite Jordan lines is, stand-up comedy is just theater for homophobes. Yes, he's adorable and very funny.
Right, and really cute to look at, too.
Oh, yeah. Easy on the eye.
These are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. And our anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ family.
If our community is important to you, share the news with your friends and family. Don't forget to join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that's, quote, out of the closet and into the headlines, end quote.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat, and I thank you for joining us. On behalf of my fellow LGBTQ anchors here at Queer News Tonight, William Haas, and Gregg Shapiro. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ+ world, we wish you a good night.